He's going to talk about my eyes. She never generating the little lows. She's putting me on blast. Whoa, yeah. And there's a road who has to get on. He's just an old outcast. Can we all say the O-N-E-S-O-N? Hashtag. Wait a minute. At last, it's a Doneson podcast.
Talk to the people.
Talk to the people. That's right. Yeah, so we continue our journey through the land of racism.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Episode 301. Well,
Yeah.
no, this is episode whatever, racism 301.
Of
Whatever.
season 3.
Season 3.
Yeah.
Damn, it's a lot of threes up in here.
It is.
303.
303, three is a company.
Three's a crowd. If
Three's a
you got a
crowd.
nice
Crowd.
lady with you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, three's a crowd.
Three's a crowd.
We do have a special guest with us joining us called, man, you know, man, they told me who's going to be the guest, but I cannot pronounce your name, brother. Can you pronounce your name to the fans at Donesonians and for the cast here? At
Sure, no
Doneson?
problem. My name is Nick, last name Gar. Nick Gar. So don't say that too fast. It might offend me.
Okay, nigga.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, there you go.
Okay.
Get
All
personal,
Right,
son.
all
Get
right. Glad
personal.
to have you on the show, man. It's gonna be interesting, especially from last week. So just want to welcome to the show.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, we're in some trying times right now,
This
right?
is true.
So I went to this restaurant in Mississippi, Montana, around where you at?
Okay.
With a friend.
Okay.
Now he suggested the restaurant. Now when we pulled up to this restaurant, the driveway was long and it was a White House and it looked like a damn casino. I was like, this is a damn restaurant?
You're in a plantation.
And then I saw the damn logo to the restaurant. It was called JC's. And y'all not gonna believe this, but once we were in there, I mean, the ambiance was different. I felt like it took me back 400 years. But I used my cell phone to record the interaction
Okay.
to this restaurant.
Let's hear it.
All right.
Howdy. Welcome to Jim Crow's. What would you like, gentlemen?
Well, I'd like to order the pole black beans, the white cloud chowder, and a glass of the white girl lie, Chateau 1990. And I would like you to bring out the red summer tea with my salad, with the plantation picked greens, and add the David Duke cheese to it, please. Oh, and I'd like to have my food segregated. And an order of the railroad track bacon to make sure nothing crosses over it. And give Rod, the gentleman, whatever he likes.
I would just have to say that the food was good. And somebody put their foot in them greens. I'll tell you that right here. But hey, check us out every Monday for our audio version of the Doneson podcast, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to your podcast every Monday, the audio version. And then every Wednesday, we're on YouTube. The channel is titled the Doneson Podcast on there. So check this out. So let's get ready, Andy, for Gossip in the City.
Moss Point, Mississippi.
Here we go.
Club hopping Laquita. Girl, we know you got that outfit from Fashion Nova, ho. She was all in the club with no panties. Hey, everybody sing along if you know this one. It's a classic. Nasty but classy Birkin bag me. Spend a couple thousands on each ass cheek. Get your teeth done. Don't cash at me. Bitch, get a job. Your boyfriend's a creep.
Period.
Portsmouth, Virginia. This gossip in the city is brought to you by Luscious and Lovely. Jane Kennedy asking everyone to take her out to these expensive restaurants, but she's nothing but a balcony hoe. I'm sorry, a baloney hoe. Dayton, Ohio.
Baloney.
Miss Lewis, who only dates dudes for money, has a saying. It goes like this. Get that bread, get that head, then leave,
Peace
then
out.
leave, then leave. Keep your money in your pockets, fellas.
Andy on one.
Andy is lost it.
All right, it's time for Doneson trivia and the guests that we have. I mean, we done Unc, we done Andy, and we done Shanna Montana. So it only leaves successfully. She's the first one to get 3 out of the 4 right. So only one person is left is Oliver.
It's the Doneson Trivial Show. This is how it goes. You're asked 4 questions. You have to get 3 out of 4 right. If not, you're a dumbass. And here's your host, Rod.
All right, Oliver. Question number 1. What was the name of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s father's church? Was it Ebenezer Baptist or Atlanta Tabernacle? Which one? A, Ebenezer Baptist, or B, Atlanta Tabernacle?
Easy money, mate. Let's go with Atlanta Tabernacle.
Wrong. You're wrong, Oliver. All right, Oliver. Question 2. At the time of her historic bus incident, what was Rosa Parks' occupation? A, department store seamstress, or B, high school cafeteria worker?
Oh, high school cafeteria worker, mate. I could see her giving me some mashed potatoes if I were at the back of the line. If you know what I mean.
All right, Oliver. That's wrong, Oliver.
Terrible.
Damn. All right, number 3. Question number 3. Come on, Oliver. You got to at least get 2 of these right. This one and the next one. Now, Harriet Tubman was the most productive conductor on the Underground Railroad. What was her code name? A, Moses. B, Jehovah.
Oh, let me take a wild guess. Conductor? Code name? I'll go with, Jehovah?
That shit's wrong.
Terrible.
All right, Oliver, come on now. We got to bring it down. I'll give you one. of this. If you get this one right, we can save you. Now, the phrase, this is an easy one. Bye, Felicia, came from which movie? A, Friday, or B, Waiting to Exhale?
Oh, let's try Debbie Does Dallas. Oh, wrong show.
Really?
I hope I can get at least one, mate. I'll go with Waiting to Exhale.
No.
I think Oliver got him wrong on purpose.
Oliver, all of your answers was wrong, man. So you're a dumbass.
Shit, mate, this show should be Black Jeopardy. Why don't I get all the black questions? I'm just a speaker, not a dumbass.
All right, Shanna Montana. Let's get it.
You wrote me? It's just something about this later. Montana is the crazy. Do you want my opinion? It's maybe game over for ya. Really, 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 really.
All right. So send your game over letter to www.doneson.com or Donson_leagues on Instagram. So today's letter is titled The Black Capital. And they don't have a name, but they have the initials RW, and they are from Xenia, Ohio. And their age range, not a specific one, but age range is 45 to 55. So it reads, we know about the white guys that are shooting up high schools who go into Walmarts and churches, bang, bang. We know about 1898, a group of white vigilantes, angry and fearful at the newly elected biracial local government, joined forces with area militias to overthrow Wilmington, North Carolina, new elected black government. We know about white folks that stormed the Capitol building, but black folks try to topple their own Capitol as well. Our own virtual black Capitol? Disclaimer, coming. We're only into politics now because of the drama. It's another way of getting attention on our social media page. Get a new job. It's nothing for me to walk into work and see another black person ignore me while the rest of the whites in the office talk to me every day. Then you come to me 2 weeks later and make the comment, I don't believe we met. You knew that you saw me one day at work. I made eye contact with you, but you ignored me. We're the only 2 blacks in the whole entire region. Come on. Why are you so scared to recognize me? Then I approach the register. I'm black. You're black. I guess the first person to speak loses, but the white people in line behind me, you're all smiles. Welcome to ITDFWP. I tap dance for white people. Come on. Why are you so scared to recognize me? Meanwhile, back to our communities. I can hear the sewing machine in the background, stitching the flags of destruction. Some of us, we carry and wave the flags of hate, envy, jealousy up the steps of the Black Capitol, protesting because our thoughts and regressive ways are becoming the minority. Some of us sell drugs at the Capitol instead of selling our gifts, attracting and organizing others who have dreams to build corporations. Let's build something together. You know how we do it. Everybody's smiling when we're building, but once it's built, then comes the hate, the gossip, the smiles in your face. But all the time, they want to take your place. You guessed it, those backstabbers. Smile in your face.
Sing it, Montana.
Yeah. You see, it's harder when building. It takes hours of planning, failures, emotions, followed by tears. But it's easy to organize the coup d'etat. Yep. The structure is already in place. The rules are set. And most importantly, it has recognition from others as becoming something great. This is when the Black Capitol is stormed, our own insurrection. Does this statement sound familiar? You're good at this. Could you help me brainstorm? It's hard for me to be creative the way you are. Can we sit down over some coffee and talk? Let's figure this out. Not once beforehand do you compliment or recognize my success. It pains you to mention. The flag of laziness is being stitched as we speak. I can hear the sewing machine in the background. I see the flag of envy at the Capitol. Negroes will disagree with me about sports. We have a master's degree in sports opinions, but most likely don't own any stock in sports-related stocks. Madison Square Garden Sports Corporation stock symbol. MSGS, Madison Square Garden Entertainment Corp. Stock symbol is MSGE. Liberty Braves Group stock symbol is BATRA and BATRK. World Wrestling Entertainment stock symbol is WWE. DraftKings, their stock symbol is DKNG. Penn National Gaming stock symbol, I got some of that, PENN. Churchill Downs stock symbol is CHDN. This Capitol insurrection has been going on for decades in the Black community. It's time for us to recognize our own Capitol Black people. Stop the coup d'etat now. Recognize the new talent that's coming into our communities. Respect our own election. New leaders have been chosen. Come aboard with your talents. Let's build our Black communities up, not down. Donate your talents and leave your ego at the door. It's only one speaker of this house.
Oh, wow. All right.
I love it.
What you think about this letter, Unc?
Well, tell the truth, I'm kind of in agreement with having your own, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put yourself in a position these days in time in which you are in control of your own finances and economics. You can't put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak, and think you're gonna be successful in this world, in this life, man. Got to try to get control of your finances. I tell people all the time, man, quit buying and just spending just to be spending. I'm not big on just spending my money. I'm big on trying to invest my money, put it somewhere where it can grow. I'm not the type that just want to go out and just buy stuff all the time, man. I see people like that all the time. They get their paycheck, and the first thing they want to do is go spend it.
Right.
No value in that. Now, I get my paycheck. I'm chopping it up, trying to say, okay, now what can I buy to make some more of this grow?
Uh-huh.
You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I got to take care of my necessities now. I got to pay my bills.
Right.
But outside, once I pay my bills, what's left over, I'm trying to make it grow. I'm trying to just give it away.
Yeah.
And I tell folks all the time, one of the things that really hurt the black community and the blacks, we never learned economics, man. That's one of the things that wasn't taught to us. Really, they didn't teach us economics, man. We learned that shit on our own. And now that I come to an understanding of how to learn how to make my money grow, that's all I stay focused on.
Right.
I read stock market stuff like crazy now. I understand economics, man. I understand how you got to make your money grow. Not give it away and go spend it in the malls and buying all this Gucci stuff and nah, I ain't with that. Man, I tell my wife all the time, don't you need something? I don't need nothing new. I'm good.
Right.
You need to buy some new jeans.
Nah, I don't know. Ain't nothing wrong with these right I got on. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to invest my money, man. I'm not trying to just spend my money just to be spending it.
Right.
I ain't with all that. So I'm not big on name brand stuff. And man, I care less about that crap. I really can't. I care less about it. Every now and then I'll spoil myself with something.
Right.
But it ain't every time I get my paycheck. You understand what I'm saying? When I get my paycheck, man, I'm trying to take care of my necessities, pay my bills. The rest okay, now where can I put this money to make it grow some more?
Right.
And that's how I operate. That's exactly how I operate. And sometimes Shannon tell you, I'll be texting, hey, you get into this stock. Hey, you better buy some of this stock right here.
And I be on it.
Because this is growing.
He ain't steered me wrong yet.
Yeah, hey, man, look, that's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to make my money grow. Yeah.
That's right, brother. I hear you.
Right. Hey, speaking of power to the people, is it Nick Gar?
Nick Gar, yes.
Yeah, so what do you think?
Wait a minute, right quick. After I tell you my opinion on this, I got a complaint with a previous guest.
Oh, from what, last week? I hope not?
No, it's further back than last week. We're going to talk about this guy.
Okay.
All right, but I'm going to give my opinion first. All right? Listen, I ain't seen nothing grow since Don Cornelius started Soul Train in 1970. But I agree with this man sitting next to me. Power, my brother. You know, you got to put your money right where it can grow. Because we don't own nothing. Here it is, been free for over 100 years and still don't own crap.
Oh, man. Hey, power to the people.
Power to the people.
Can we do, every time he says something, can we do power to the people?
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
That's power to the people.
Yeah, we don't own crap.
Power to the people.
Matter of fact, the problem I have is that we're on every sports team in America, but don't own a piece of it.
Power to the people.
What is going on here? That's why I suggest that we need to invest in my own brand of tennis shoes. I will put my shoe out, but my shoes stink. So,
power to the people.
I don't know about the power on that, but there you go.
Power to the people.
Yeah, but anyway, invest in my tennis shoe brand. You know,
What's the name of your brand?
It's called Mixed Up. It's named after was given from the name of my son and daughter. My daughter's the oldest, Samantha, and my youngest is David. They were named after the old R&B song by Sam and Dave. Wrap it up. That's how they got Sam and Dave. Yeah, Samantha and Dave.
Sam and Dave, okay.
Yeah.
To the people.
Power to the people.
No, the problem is, can I say one thing though?
What's that?
And no offense to anybody, but a wife is white, and she can't stand that song.
Wait a minute. Wait, bro. Your wife is what?
Yeah, she's white. What's wrong, brother?
Okay.
Is that a problem here? I mean, what? She don't deserve nobody good?
We got the power to the people.
Yeah.
Power to the people.
That's right.
Power to the people.
Right, power to the people. That's right.
Okay, that's breaking news from CNN.
This is CNN
All right,
Breaking News.
then. Shannon Montana, what do you think about this mess? I mean, this letter.
I'm with Unc. You know, I think ultimately you got to find a way to save your money, invest your money, make your money grow. I also agree with things that he encounters where sometimes, you know, you have a situation where you walk in, you know, maybe you at the store. I look at it seriously. I'm in Target and I see it's a black cashier and first person goes in front of me. They may not even be white, but they could be another race. Hey, how are you doing?
Right.
And it gets to me. And I'm a friendly person. Like when I walk up to people, I walk in the room and I'm going to speak.
Right.
But I play it by ear. Like I won't say nothing. They looking at me. I'm looking at them. I don't get no greeting. Like, damn, I'm spending the same. My money green like everybody else's. So
Right.
I think that it's very true in regards to sometimes how we treat each other. And I don't know where that stems from. I think it's some kind of insecurity that they have or some kind of unnecessary intimidation. I don't really know the science behind that because, you know, I feel like I'm a people person, period. I don't really care if I was in that industry. I wouldn't act that way, put it that way. So I don't get that. But on the other side of it, I definitely agree with Unc. We got to find a way to make our money grow. We got to find a way to make our money stretch. We got to find a way to prioritize our money over designer things. Now, mind you, if you making money out here like Bill Gates, buy your Gucci, buy your Louis, buy all that.
Right.
But, you know, even if you're a person, I'm going to say, in corporate America making six figures, you know, after taxes, your six figures look different anyway, depending on where you at.
The higher you are on that
the
bracket.
higher you are. So
Yeah.
I'm like, just make sure, I'm not saying don't have nice things because I like nice things too.
Right.
But prioritize your money to make sure that the legacy that you leaving with your money, what are you teaching your kids, your nieces, your nephews, your family? What, you know, when you long gone, where is your money going to be? What is your legacy going to be? What if you taught somebody else about that money and how to use it? You know, and these days, the same way we know, everybody's always on social media, the internet, all that stuff. Same way you hop on Instagram, you hop on Facebook, you got the apps, Robinhood, you got Stash, you got E-Trade. Same way you hop on Instagram every day.
Hop on those
apps. So all the stocks that we talked about, go out there. You know, learn. It's easier than you think if you want to.
Right.
That's what it's all about. What you got.
It's about if
what
you
you want to
want
do.
to.
Yeah, Webull is out there
That's
too.
it. And Webull. I've learned about Webull this week
Webull?
on Instagram because I follow stock pages and not that I listen to everything they say, but I take from it what I need. And I learned about Webull this week. So use your resources. Use social media for the good. Make your money.
Make your money.
Instead of spying on people.
They're buying everything.
Yeah.
Going broke.
Yeah, that's it.
Living paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck. Somebody's not running slow.
When somebody say my ends don't meet, they just wave at each other.
Hey, Montana, can you sing that? Can you sing a little, not gospel, a blues song for?
I'm not real familiar with blues. Somebody give me a little.
Make up your own song. If your ends don't meet.
Why don't you,
My ends don't meet. And they just wave at each other.
power to the people.
Power to people.
You gotta stop that shit
Power to the people.
and make our money for each other.
Power to the people. That's it. But yeah, like I said, I before we go on, because I want to address that concern with a previous guest.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
There was some fool named Johnel. He a sellout. I got to talk to him.
Jolly O.
It was Christmas night. And Christmas Eve, and I'm waiting for these presents to come. First of all, his black ass was late.
First of all,
Second second of all, when he came through, the sled came out the sky roaring and making this loud sound. He was playing some Snoop Dogg. And when he landed, he tore up the whole damn block.
Power to the people.
Power to the people. He needed a carburetor.
No, it was just loud music. He had wheels on a sled with Dayton's on it.
Power to the people. Dayton in the house.
Then what made it so bad? When he got out the sleigh, he was head drunk. He had the nerve to look at me. I looked at him. He said, "Hey, your damn package."
Power to the people.
He treat you like DHL.
And I told him, I said, "You sell-out jive turkey. Do you know what it did to you in the 70s?" Man, my God, I can't believe he...
Power to the people.
He did you like that?
People.
What?
He did you like that?
Did me like that. And didn't he have the nerve to hand them to me. You know what he did?
Throw them on front.
Man, he just threw them at my feet.
Oh, man. Pick up the
No, I said that's DHL. That ain't
And you know what?
UPS.
You know what? He damaged the children's favorite song. I told you what that was.
What was that?
Sam and Dave, Wrap It Up, I'll Take It. You know that? He damaged that. I had that.
Was it a CD or a vinyl?
No, it was vinyl. See, you know what I'm saying?
I knew it. I knew it was a
All the
vinyl.
reason it's vinyl. See, that's why we named them Samantha and Dave for Sam and Dave. Is because when me and the missus, when me and Haley were getting ready to, have kids, she wasn't ready, but she could tell me Wrap It Up, and I said no, and that's how that song came about, and the kids got named. You got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Sam and Dave.
Hey, Andy, what do you think about? Was it a letter?
Yeah, it was a letter.
What do you think about this letter, Andy?
Self-infliction. Are we indigenous people or what? As a stripper in the late 1800s, don't mean to toot my own horn, but Miss Montana, I had to find help through paying customers in the streets of London until a hobo one day taught me the ropes, and I literally had to get a hold of myself.
Oh, Lord.
Here I am now in the midst of a revolution, and yes, I agree, we must not storm our own capital or run the risk of our own demise. Black people from all over the world, even in Mississippi, stay woke.
All right.
Now stay woke.
Andy, stay woke. All right. Oliver, what you think, mate?
Mate, I'm from down under, and I've been listening to America. Oh, my God. They don't know that I'm on the shelf recording all of their conversations, observing, taking in information. And I have to tell you this, brothers and sisters, America is sick. Sicker than a mofo.
Mofo.
I'll leave it at that.
Than a mofo.
It's just sick on repeat.
All right, so the question at hand is why? The design of America, all right? Only males can expose sexual intercourse, so the focus is on the black males. Check this out.
Genetics. They are certainly aware that they are genetically dominated by people of color. That's why it was a statement, one drop of black blood makes you black, because people of color have the genetic capacity to annihilate white people. And so unless white people control the reproductivity of people of color, then we can postulate that perhaps one day there won't be any white people. And I think that the very survival of white people necessitates that they project genetic inferiority on people of color, because it is they who really are aware that they are genetic recessive and perhaps genetically inferior to people of color.
Okay. So
Francis Cress Wilson.
That's right. How do you know that?
I'm educated, man. I ain't
playing
no
with
dummy.
Tell me how you know that.
I ain't no dummy. I ain't no dummy now. Francis Cress Wilson. Read her book.
Yeah.
Read a lot of her books. Yeah, I'm quite familiar with her. She talks about the white man feel genetically inferior because he can have sex with any minority on the face of the earth, and the baby gonna come out looking like that other person he had sex with.
Yeah.
Not him. And that's what he feel most. That's what the white supremacists feel, man. They feel they're gonna be annihilated from the planet of the earth. They will no longer exist.
Right.
That's their greatest fear. And it's not mathematically true. If you constantly staying with your own, you're going to keep reproducing your own.
Right.
So it's just something in their mindset, man. makes them want to always be on top of everything.
Yeah.
And the world it don't need to operate that way. Everybody can live in this world in harmony and in peace, enjoy and love each other if we just do what's right, man.
Yeah.
Treat people equal.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad that, you know, people think this way. And like I said, I read a lot of her books, man, and that's how I recognized her as soon as she was talking. I know what she was talking about. I knew who that was. I read a lot of her books, and I agree with what she said because it's the way people think, man. It's just upside down and backwards.
Right.
You know, we don't have to be this way, man. We could be better.
Absolutely.
America could be better.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, but, you know, and the world is looking at America today.
Mm-hmm.
After this insurgent on the national capital. I mean, I was just sitting there watching it, man. It was just, man, it's ridiculous, man.
So disheartening.
And I was saying to myself, you know, I seen this white guy up there talking about, we taking back our rights. What rights did you lose? I said, blacks from the inception of America haven't had no rights.
Right.
We ain't got rights today. They still violating our rights.
Right.
So what rights are you talking about taking back?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this is crazy. Man, get out of here with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Think
Yeah.
about your rights. Rights of what?
And see, that's why me and the crew started the NBTB.
Yeah.
What's that?
What's
The
that?
National Blacker Than Black Coalition.
Blacker than black. I'm blacker than black, y'all.
Yeah, look, we so
Black
dang
on
black,
black on
we
black.
don't even burn lights in the house. We refuse. I ain't doing it. Ain't gonna do it. Matter of fact, BLM is weak. We founded them, and they think they bigger than us. We got news for you, BLM. We coming for you. And that's black on black crime right there if you want it. We coming for you.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power
That's right.
to the people.
We're gonna
Power
take
to
it
the
back.
people.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to clean this world up, man. We got to get rid of bigots.
One moment at a time.
We got to get rid of the people who think that they only deserve to have the rights to control everything.
Right.
You know, the world is bigger than that. Yeah. We all can have a piece of the pie and be happy.
Right.
But you just got people in the world, man, that feel they got to control everything. They got to have it all.
That's right.
And don't want you to have nothing.
Uh-huh.
Like Bill Gates. He one of them.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
I can't say, I never criticize anyone who gets out and make their money the right way. Mm-hmm. Bill Gates built a big empire, man. He built a hell of an empire now. You know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of people around the world who, they come up with an idea, like my boy with Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, Elon Musk?
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Hey, man, he had an idea. He went for it, and it's booming.
Look at him now. Look
at
at
him
me now.
And look at Amazon.
at me now.
And look at Amazon. What's his name?
All of them.
Yeah.
What's
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. Yeah.
Hey, man, you can't fault nobody for coming up with an idea and having the world accepting it and catering to it, basically.
What about R. Kelly? No, I'm playing.
Shit.
He had an idea.
I'm playing.
Yeah,
I don't see nothing wrong
with a bump and grind.
Oh, so you gonna bring that brother
Now, you know
down?
what? Free my niggas. I'm sorry.
How dare you bring that brother
Let me
down?
get back focused. Let me stop playing.
How dare you bring that brother
but
down?
But on a serious
Shame on you.
tip, serious tip, man, if you come up with an idea, that's what the world's about, man. It's about innovation. It's about you coming up with something that you can sell, that people want. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And make your money.
That's it.
Don't hold it against them because they came up with the idea and was able to make millions and billions of dollars. That's what we all want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
But most people are too lazy.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
They're lazy. They rather have you give them something.
Yeah, people are lazy.
People are lazy, man. They don't want to come up with nothing on their own. Yeah. But if you found something they can sell you and you willing to buy it, buy it. That's what you're going to do. Why be mad at them? You buying their product. They came up with something you like and you buying it.
Sell water to a well.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
agree with you on that.
So I ain't mad at them. But now when it get to a point where one of these billionaires start to think that they're better than everybody else,
Well, then that's a problem.
now that becomes the problem.
Right.
And they want to abuse their wealth and their power to enslave someone.
Right.
Now that's a problem.
Right. That's a major
That's
problem.
a major
keep that
problem.
comment to myself.
But now, if you're just making your money to make your money to finance your family and your legacy, okay, go and do that.
Right.
But don't get to a point now where you think you can enslave the rest of the world.
Right. And then that's a major.
Now that's become the major problem right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think we got some folks out there like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So let's get into the benefits here, all right? So the benefits that we're talking about is school systems. Now, while black kids make up 18% of the preschool enrollment, they represent 48% of students receiving one or more suspensions. Tax funds, school systems, okay? Redlining, all right? In the 1960s, sociologist John McKnight coined the term redlining to describe the discriminatory practice of fencing off areas where banks would avoid investments based on community demographics. Mm-hmm. Now, during the heyday of redlining, the areas most frequently discriminated against were black inner city neighborhoods. For example, in Atlanta, Georgia, in 1980, showed that banks would often lend to lower income whites, but not to middle income or upper income blacks. Now, check out these settlements. Now, listen to these settlements, all right? The United States Department of Justice announced a $33 million settlement with Hudson City Savings Bank, which services New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. Check that out, all right? Now, on September the 24th, 2015, the 6-year DOJ investigation had proven that the company was initially avoiding granting mortgages to Latinos and African Americans and purposefully avoiding expanding into majority communities. The Justice Department called it the largest residential mortgage redlining settlement in its history. Check this one out. New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman announced a settlement with Evans Bank for $820,000 on September 10th, 2015. An investigation had uncovered that the removal of black neighborhoods from mortgage lending maps. According to Schneiderman, of the over 1,100 mortgage applicants the bank received between 2009 and 2012, only 4 were from African Americans. 4? Yeah, check this out. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development announced a $200 million settlement with Associated Bank over redlining in Chicago and Milwaukee in May of 2015. This is recent, y'all.
Wow.
The 3-year HUD observation led to the complaints that the bank purposefully rejected mortgage applicants from black and Latino applications. You thought 2020 was bad for blacks. 2015 was a monster. But number 3, predatory lending. Pricing discrimination, illegal charging minority customers more for loans and other services than similarly qualified whites are charged. Studies by consumer advocates found that large numbers of minority borrowers who were eligible for affordable traditional loans were routinely steered toward high-priced subprime loans that they would never be able to repay.
Yeah.
Now, research at Princeton had found...
Made the market crash.
Exactly. Now, the research at Princeton have found, for example, that the greater degree of Hispanic, especially in a black metropolitan area, the higher the number and rate of foreclosure it experienced. All right? Conventional lenders had historically not set up shop in communities of color, so subprime specialists could flood those communities without competing with institutions offering standard loan products. So put simply, Wall Street, this is Wall Street now, created a system of incentives to which businesses built on discrimination could flourish. Wall Street pays a price when it makes discrimination profitable. All right. Now, if y'all don't know what subprime is, I'm quite sure everybody's educated on this panel. So examples of subprime mortgages terms are like a borrower with a credit score between 550 and 559
You done.
could qualify for a loan requiring 30% down and charging 9.75% interest. Are payday loans owned by banks? I always wondered that question, right? Banks can continue to charge triple-digit rates for their payday loans because national banks are not subject to state small loan laws.
Wow.
Currently, Wells Fargo and U.S. Bank offer
of course,
bank
Wells Fargo.
payday loans in at least 6 of the 17 states with interest rate caps on payday loans. Now, the effects of this. Now, everybody brings up this city, right? Chicago. Now, you must understand street gangs, outlaw motorcycle gangs, OMGs, and prison gangs are the primary distribution of illegal drugs on the streets of the United States. Gangs also smuggle drugs into the United States and produce and transport drugs within the country, right? About half of the estimated $65 billion worth of illegal cocaine, heroin, and other narcotics that Americans buy each year enters the United States VI through what? Mexico.
Wow.
Okay. In Chicago, the cartel has a near monopoly. It's about 70 to 80%. It is responsible for 70, 80% of the narcotics in Chicago. All right. Chicago has replaced Miami as the primary U.S. distribution point for illegal narcotics, mainly cocaine, heroin, marijuana, methamphetamines, imported from where? Chicago. Wow. All right. Chicago's metro area is the #1 destination in the United States for heroin shipments. #2 for marijuana and cocaine, and #5 for methamphetamines. Chicago is the only U.S. city to rank in the top 5 for all 4 major drug categories. All right? It might seem odd that the city of some 1,500 miles north of the Mexican border has become the nation's narcotic center. But there are 4 main reasons for Chicago: transportation, ethnic makeup, size, and gang cultures. So check this out. It's ideally located within days' drive of 70% of the United States population. 6 interstate highways crisscrosses the region, connecting east and west. Only 2 states, Texas and California, have more interstate highway miles than Illinois. Chicago welcomes 6 of the 7 major railroads and counts for 1/4 of the country's rail traffic.
Wow.
Water. Check this out. With Chicago, when it comes to water, the Port of Chicago is one of the nation's largest inland cargo ports. And the city is the world's 3rd largest handler of shipment containers after Singapore and Hong Kong.
What?
Yeah. And let's not forget about Midway and O'Hare airports, right? More than 86 million passengers and 1.5 million tons of cargo passed through their airports combined in 2011. Second, Chicago's metro area has a large Hispanic immigration population, making it easy for Mexican cartel operatives to blend in. 80% of the people arrested in Cook County in 2012 tested positive for at least 1 illegal narcotic. Wow. The highest percentage of any big city. 22% tested positive for more than 1. Chicago's deeply entrenched street gangs offer a ready-made retail network, right? Law enforcement officials estimated that the number of street gangs in the city at more than 70, and that number of members at between 70,000 and 125,000. The DEA, this is a guy named Jack Riley, likens them to 100,000 N-way salesmen for cartel-supplied drugs. You know what? Smuggling cocaine is, of course, a much more expensive and labor-intensive business than shipping avocados. The cartels, almost finished here, the cartels have armies of workers on their payrolls to keep their operations humming. Drivers, pilots, lookouts, dispatchers, distributors, stash house operators, money couriers, and enforcers, not to mention a vast private network of corrupt cops, politicians, security officials, and soldiers. Before you mention Chicago, think about the supply and demand of America for drugs.
Yeah.
You know, I never looked at Chicago as being such a major hub.
Me either.
I always looked to the East Coast and the West Coast.
Yeah.
Never really looked at Chicago as being a major hub like that.
Yeah.
Well, just on a serious note, Memphis and West Tennessee and all those small towns recently had a huge drug bust. I don't know if you all heard about it. It involved 4 different states, state police, and several smaller area police. And it was major. It was major. They were trafficking things from other places. And
Was Chicago involved?
Chicago was one of them, yes.
Because
Chicago was one of them, yes.
See, Memphis, and they're not in. See, when you talking about hubs, you're talking about the area of land that's mostly connected with the ocean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Pacific, California,
Yeah.
New York, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlantic Ocean. These are major hubs where shit come from overseas, man.
Yeah.
Around the world and stuff like that. So I never looked at Chicago as being one of those major hubs, though. I never did. I just learned something there.
Yeah. Now, there was a lot going on there. I didn't know all that was going on.
Yeah, I always look, I know like in Virginia, I remember, I'm from Virginia, for Portsmouth. I remember they had it was years ago, decades ago, they had a major drug bust out there in Virginia, man. And some people was involved, and they said, hey, man, they lost a lot of money. One about a week or 2 later, Coast Guard got blowed out the water.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, see, since you said
that
Chicago,
kind of stuff right there, you dealing with some major players when stuff like that happen, man.
Right.
They ain't playing, man.
Oh, yeah.
They ain't playing,
I just received a call from my cousin Rodrigo. My cousin Rodrigo, my uncle married a Spanish lady. Rodrigo, hey, listen, dude, stop your shit in Chicago, okay, man? They own to you. They just reported it. No, they gonna haul your ass in, all right? What I did by cussing me in Spanish? They don't understand that. Man, Rodrigo, get on my dang nerve. All right, keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but the major hubs, man. Wow, Chicago. Now I got a lot of friends in Chicago. But one of my main friends, man, he's from Chicago, from over there from West Warren Boulevard. You know where that's at, Shannon?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, he's from over that area, and me and him been friends for over 30, 40 years now.
Yeah.
He just went home, sorry to hear about his mama passed away, just down there now. Yeah, he just left this weekend. Yeah, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Chicago, it's treacherous. I know that.
Yeah.
That I do know, but I never knew it was a major hub for distribution of all kind of illegal narcotics and shit. Well, I should have known that. Al Capone was down there. Yeah. Should have known that. But anyway,
right.
Chicago, man, it's always been a major player in American society.
Yeah.
And you can understand the crime now.
Yeah.
All right. Now, to add to that, drug abuse and addiction costs American society more than $740 billion annually in lost workplace productivity, healthcare expenses, and crime-related costs. Right. So everyone's not getting all their drugs from Chicago. So
right.
It can't be like that.
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
All right. And, just to finish this up, class. Now, class discrimination is major. Also known as classism, is prejudice or discrimination on the basis of social class. It includes individual attitudes, behaviors, systems of policies and practices, like you were saying, Montana. And they are set up to benefit the upper class at the expense of the lower class. Now, social class refers to the grouping of individuals in hierarchies based on wealth, income, education, occupation, and social networking. So that's listen to an example of, sisters who have had their run-ins with healthcare and how the black female is treated through healthcare. Listen up.
I know there have been a couple of times the doctor wanted to prescribe a certain medication, but because of how much it was, he prescribed something else. Not what was best, but what I could afford.
Oftentimes, the system gets the concept of black people off the 6 o'clock news, and they treat us all the same. Here's a guy coming in here with no insurance. He's low breed.
I felt that because of my race that I wasn't serviced as well as a Caucasian person was. The attitude that you would get. Information wasn't given to me as it would have been given to a Caucasian. The attitude made me feel like I was less important. I could come to the desk and they would be real nonchalant, and someone of Caucasian color would come behind me and they'd be like, "Hi, how was your day?"
Okay. All right. Your thoughts on basically just, you pretty much gave it, right?
Yeah.
Just pretty like that. Andy, what do you think about this?
You mean to tell me I can't get help for this cough if I don't have insurance? Ain't that a bitch?
All right, so Nick R?
Yes.
So what do you think about this whole thing of racism or just classism and lism?
Well, first of all, we need to get him checked. He's got COVID. That's the first thing. All right?
First of all.
Yeah, first of all. I'll be coughing on that microphone. But racism and classism does exist, unfortunately. First of all, I want to say no matter how much money you make, right, there's a social economic gap right there. Because, and I say this looking at professional sports players.
Yeah.
How they're criticized and treated regardless of how much money they make. And those
power
are some
to
of
the people, brother.
Power to the people, that's right. So, they're rich. And all of a sudden, you get mistreated. You get told what to do all because they signed your check. But if it wasn't for me doing whatever, guess what? You wouldn't earn half that money that you got. So, it's a two-way street, but, they don't understand the power of their voice. Power to the people.
Power to the people. Power to the people.
That's right.
All right, any parting words?
Systemic racism, man.
Systemic
there
racism.
You go.
Yeah, that's it.
Montana, what you think? Any parting words?
Thing, we've said a lot, in the Chi, it's a lot going on in the Chi, but it's still my city. Let's leave it at that.
All right.
I know, and I love that city.
Yeah.
On there. Well, thank you for tuning in to the Doneson podcast, and I also want to say,
Power to the people.
That's right.